They are gathered in the church paying attention. Klaus's skill evaluation will finally be announced. Automatic mode. Those who saw it know it's a new skill, as they'd never heard of it before. Exceptionally rare, he's the first to possess something like this. He should definitely join the Knights Order. Others say the Capitals Guild will end up recruiting him, knowing it's unique. He imagines it might be quite strong and powerful. Perhaps this is the beginning of his journey to become a star, a great adventure inside the misty forest. He's thinking, at least that's what he thought would happen. 3 years have passed. He's 18 years old, and at level 10, automatic mode is more or less like this. There's automatic return, which takes him back home. Automatically returning from dungeons or any other place, he can also travel automatically to any place he's visited, but it only works for places he knows. And because of that, he's been stuck at a low level for 3 years. His teammates consider him a useless at leeching the party. It's a common topic for him. They didn't want to kick him out of the team to avoid looking bad. They wanted him to leave on his own. No one will stop him if he wants to leave. They just make him want to quit. But his determined gaze says otherwise. After dealing with several goblins, a huge creature appeared. The field boss, a wicked hog. Goblin brandishing his sword. He says it's time to finish this mission. He left his team and now does missions alone. Being an adventurer has been like this for the past 3 years. He managed to dodge the first attack and prepared a piercing strike, but the creature was already ready to hit him again, and he moves toward it. They pass each other. This last move proved effective. He managed to defeat the creature after all the action. He's very tired and panting, but the hog-goblin had fallen with his knife. He started to open the creature's carcass, extracting a hobgoblin's magic stone. It's really much bigger than a goblin's, so it should do the job. With the hilt of his sword, he crushed the stone, and an energy emerged from it, absorbing it. He leveled up and got a slight upgrade in his basic attributes. This made him very happy. It's been a long time since he last leveled up by 1. He thought he'd be stuck at 10 forever. Although everyone who started with him is around level 50, envying them won't change his situation. Now that he has 19 status points, now he can unlock level 3 of the automatic mode. Confidently, he'll use those points to gain this new skill. Before confirming, he begs for it to be something good. Remembering all the comments he had heard about having a useless skill, he raises his finger toward the sky, hoping for something useful this time. Then he finally confirms in the system, and the new skill appears. His eyes sparkle automatic resources, but he has to collect automatically by his own hands. The ground bear the weight of his frustration. Collecting resources automatically. It's not really useful. Once again, the boy is in shock with what he got. There is nothing he can do except smile, as expectations without results only lead to frustration. As he says, it would be nice if something came along to level up automatically or heal automatically. But now he's going to end his workday using automatic return. He saw it would take 35 minutes to get home. He activates the skill, and the time counts down on the system clock. As soon as the time is up, he finds himself in front of his residence before even announcing his arrival. The door had already been opened. It's his 14-year-old stepsister Liz who greets him. He apologizes for being late, saying he had a small expedition, while she complains that her brother is all dirty again. She pushed him to the bathroom to clean up before for dinner, which he thanked her for as well. For her hard work at dinner, they'll have red bread with a cabbage and bacon stew. He left the bath saying he needed to dry his hair before eating, but his sister insists he eats right away because she'll dry his hair. He says he can do it, but she pick him and drop on a chair and says he should eat while Liz is drying his hair, and says it's hot, as she had put it on the stove just so he could eat it warm. 1 spoonful should already make him feel better, so his lips tighten. Saddened, he asked if she had noticed, and she said yes, as she is his sister, wanting to know if it's about his work as an adventurer. She asks if it's about his unique skill, and he confirms, apologizing, since he never makes much money and always causes problems. Her father didn't return from the war, and his father who married her mother is missing, so it's his responsibility to support the household. Before he could finish speaking, she hugs him, asking if he feels better now. He felt uncomfortable because he shouldn't be happy touching her chest, but Liz says he got it wrong. She's the one who can't work because she's underage and feels that she's the one causing problems. She asked him not to worry about his skill anymore. She's almost 15 now, the age. to discover her own skill, and if it's good, she will support him. But for now, he can have this. He was embarrassed. And so was she when he went to ask why Liz ran off standing. She had to go to sleep, but before leaving, she says she never asked for more than this, that he comes home. So she wished him good night, and he sighed deeply, thinking about how clever the little brat is. However, he feels much better and will work even harder the next day. Yet at that time, he hadn't realized his unique and rather strange skill only reaches its full potential when he hits level 3. Its true potential is that he will always automatically achieve his goal. The next day, he's in the poisonous swamp, a resource field. He has no idea what happened, but there are 30 antidote herbs. He went to that place to complete a herb gathering mission. Then he opened the system to clear his doubts until he saw something interesting. There is a very detailed list with all the available resources. It's impossible. It even allows him to select the quantity. Selecting 30, he saw that it would only take 4 minutes. That's absurd, as it would usually take nearly 10 seconds for each one, way too fast. But when the time ended, he saw it was true, which could only be a joke. He tried with the rare herbs, the petrification 110 units, and after almost 9 minutes, he had completed the task. He decided to try with the male grass, which is even rarer, and after 15 minutes he already had all 10 excited. He tried with the dragon herb, one of the rarest, only to discover it would take over 5 days. Makes sense, as it could be far from there. The problem is, him waking up in a place he doesn't know. Thinking it through that time is what's needed until the herb could be collected. And if that's really the case, he went to the Wailing Canyon, which is a place with various rare plants. It's a bit of an unpopular spot, since it's high poisonous of. He's wearing a mask which will last almost 2 hours. Everything he could gather there is much more valuable until he found Mandragora in the system, a legendary item worth 10 times his weight in gold. It would only take 23 minutes to collect it, so he activated the skill time, passed quickly. Gradually, his eyes open, and in the palm of his hands there was a Mandragora. He begins to celebrate happily over his achievement. Meanwhile, a huge creature emerged from the rocks. He keeps celebrating until his senses, which are at level 2, warn him of the danger. The creature's massive maw was already close to him, making him scream in desperation. And it's a B-ranked monster. The rock lizard alert to the danger, he dodged the creature's tail. He looked at it completely frightened. A B-ranked creature wasn't supposed to be in that place. It would surely be his end. He closed his eyes, apologizing to his sister. Then he remembered her happy the moments they shared, and how she would be left alone. He needed to react. It was impossible. He had thought of giving up. He promised he wouldn't leave her alone and would return home, even if the odds were against him. Now he was determined to survive. But soon, the creature turned its face to the other side, surprised, stunning him. It seemed visibly disturbed by something until he noticed he was holding the Mandragora, and when he pointed the root at the creature, cowed even more that small item. It's impossible that it did that, which made him imagine the possibilities. The scream of the Mandrake reduces the life of anyone who hears it, but when he collected it, he was unconscious. In other words, the one nearly dying is the lizard. This is the start of his comeback, the one who had a useless skill, who was looked down upon by others. Now he has a chance to go to the top, and he's returning home with the lizard's head being joyfully welcomed by his kind half-sister. See you in the next video.